All right. Hi, friends. Marcus Supreme here, coming at you guys with a surprise reading, I guess. Um, I really didn't plan on reading today. I was probably just going, take a little bit of a break, play my PlayStation, and just like relax today. But I had this nagging sensation that I need to at least just do one thing today, just do one. And so I sat down. I meditated for over an hour now. And after being in meditation for like almost an hour and a half, uh, I ended up getting like some kind of message on what I needed to like really talk about and express today. So for this channeled message, I did get some messages down with automatic writing, and I will actually pull some cards as well to see if it will confirm the channel message or if it wants to add to it, but we'll see. But I really sat down. I channeled an automatic message, and I think I'm going to read it. I actually channeled two automatic messages. One was one that I got like from a direct voice, and then another one was just like an addition, an addendum. I'm hearing an addendum to what I was saying, to what I channeled for my writing. So if you guys are just joining me, I'm about to read a channeled automatic message that I just got. So let's hope I can do this without messing up, because I can never read my own handwriting after I do automatic writing. So here we go. Embrace life's natural rhythm: up, down, left, right. No matter where your life goes, know that it is meant to be. Only through times of darkness can you truly see the light. Soul growth has no age limit and no notion of time. Embrace the multifacetedness of life and allow wisdom to cultivate into your soul. There is always room for growth. Be humble and know this well. So that's the channel message that I got here. And already it's about like really just realizing that things are meant to happen. Like no matter what happens in your life, know that it's meant to be. That every challenge that you go through, every triumph, like no matter what happens, is meant for a higher purpose, and it's meant to like really, I'm hearing, give you some character development. It's really meant for you to like grow into the person who you're really meant to be for this particular life cycle. So don't ever really feel, well, fear is normal because we are human, and your smaller self is always going to feel fear. But learn to fight through it and to face it. Because telling someone not to feel fear is just unrealistic. People who are going to be scared, even I get scared and worried and nervous sometimes. So the key is to just like face it head on, to realize and recognize that you're scared, that you're uncomfortable with what's happening or what's about to happen if you have foresight into your own life, and recognize that only through like facing whatever the direction your life is going in with bravery can you truly like get to the other side of it, because it's going to happen regardless. You just get to choose how you're going to go through it. So that's the biggest things that I got there from the channel message. Now time for the addendum. So the addendum to this message is spiritual awakenings or deepening of spiritual now. Spiritual awakening and deepening of spiritual knowledge is a harrowing experience. You can't expect to ascend and transcend if you want to cling to the comforts of the 3D realm. Things must crumble and fall away so that new structures can be built. Do not resist change. Do not resist losing all that you've ever known. You can't expect to deepen your connection to your true self, to source, if you refuse to sacrifice and face death multiple times. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Only when you understand this, accept this, and are ready and willing to face this law will you truly be ready to begin the walk to divinity. Oneness is your birthright. Accept it with bravery and a compassionate and open heart. So, I've been feeling a lot that this had a lot to do with like that reading that I just did. Like I feel like one of the piles in that reading was like really really challenging for a lot of people, and I really feel like it was this was the invitation, because that particular pile got a whole bunch of light codes that was being disseminated into them. And I really felt like some of that energy needed to be explained for people who might not miss, who probably missed the point of the pile, or who just really didn't just get what exactly was the blessing in it. Um, that's not coming from me. I was going to let it rock and let people sort it out for themselves. But like I said, I felt really called to sit down and channel today, and that's what came out, the channel message and the addendum with it. So, hey, take it how you want to take it. That's the message I got. And now I'm going to just pull some cards to see if it's going to be like a deepening of an explanation to that message, or if there's like something else that wants to be said. So, I'm truly going to let spirit lead this reading. I'm going to move myself out of it cuz I don't want to touch this. So, I'm definitely going to vacate the premise and let spirit speak. All right. I figured this one was going to come out. Okay. All right. So for my first Oracle deck, I plucked, how many cards is this? 5, which is symbolic in and of itself, the number of change. So the first card that I pull is a number 11 card, and it says, everything is a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that you're not currently getting? The second one says, turn your worry into wonder. Surrender to the experience. What possibilities can you dream into reality? The third one is, this is not your practice life. Decide. What is your inner voice telling you about the dream in your heart? This is all of, see, these cards here are all talking about like a dream, or like really having something come into fruition. It, I really feel like there's a lot of, some of you people who might resonate with this message. Like I really feel like this was for like those, for people who chose a particular power in that last reading. I really feel that strongly. I don't really want to like limit the energy like that, because if this resonates, it resonates. But this is like really specifically targeted. And I don't know how many of those people are actually going to watch this, but it's really specifically targeted. What is your inner voice telling you about the dream in your heart? This is about being dissatisfied with your life, but having to like follow your inner guidance to allow things to happen. Like, don't surrender, turn your worry into wonder and surrender to the experience. Because one of the other cards, the final card that one of the other cards I pulled is, anxiety isn't trying to limit you, but free you from a situation that no longer feels good. What is your discomfort trying to free you from? There's something here, like I said in pile 3, there's something that you, oh, and here I am, I gave it away. In that particular pile, people, there was something there that was being resisted, something that needed to crumble away and something that needed to fall, but the people in pile who picked that pile were resisting it in some way, shape, or fashion. And this card is here to tell you that the anxiety that you feel isn't trying to limit you, but it's trying to free you from a situation that no longer feels good. And I'm gonna read that card for you guys. And then finally, the last card that we pulled was one of the last cards we pulled is, oneness is the way. How can you show more compassion and acceptance towards those you don't understand? This is this is definitely like a very resonant message. This is about really trusting your inner guidance, really being called deeper. There's something that's being resisted here, something that you guys, some people might be afraid to like act on, or to even move away from, or to let go. And the cards are here to tell you that if you've been feeling anxiety about it, if you've been getting messages about it, like some of you guys aren't new to tarot card readings, aren't new to divining into your own lives and getting the information that you need. What is it that you've been willfully ignoring, or that you just haven't been trying to hear because it's not what you want to hear from your spirit guides? Remember that your spirit guides aren't here to make you comfortable. They aren't here to just like tell you what you want to hear. Like, you may think that you're the empress, the emperor of your life, but there's beings higher that are over you, and they have the true power of your life. They know where you should be going, but you have every right as a human being to resist their guidance, to resist what they're trying to tell you, because you've been blessed with free will. It's your choice. And just know that if you're not where you want to be, that's on you. That's your fault for not following your guidance or for resisting something. Fear is a very natural thing, but you have to overcome that. You have to be willing to get out of positions that cause you discomfort to go towards the things that you really want. So I really feel like I need to read this. Number 11 and number 24. So I'll start with this one. With everything is a reflection, hold up the energetic mirror. So I'm going to read that one to you guys first. I'm hearing feel the rhythm of the night. I don't know where that's from or what's going on, but feel the rhythm of the night. Oftentimes, events, trauma, and unhealed pain from our past will get stored in our body's memory. You may not recall the event on a conscious level, but your subconscious always remembers. This is why we get triggered. You may be experiencing a strong emotional reaction of fear, shock, anger, or worry. It could be because you are remembering a past event. Trauma protects itself from pain by creating a false identity inspired by your ego around the experience. If you were hurt in your past, your ego will create a perception to help you protect against, yeah, a perception to help you protect it, to help protect you from ever having to feel that pain again. For example, if you were told to be quiet and that you were too much as a child, you may feel as if you need to hold back or feel ashamed to speak up. Your ego created a belief that it's not safe to be yourself, and that in order to fit in, you must avoid speaking up. This creates discord and dishonesty within yourself. This card has been pulled because you are experiencing part of a past trauma that has been buried. Your entire life is filtered through your experiences, perceptions, and thoughts, and when you feel triggered, it's often the result of unhealed wounds that still live within you. When you feel angst, reconnect with what matters most to you. What is true about life for you, and what illusions can you see past? When others do things that cause a reaction, this is a mirror reflecting what is unhealed and needs to be viewed from within. It didn't need our intention. If it didn't need our intention, we would not feel triggered. Look what is triggering you and causing you distress. Hold up the energetic mirror and ask yourself, how is this showing me what I need to heal within myself? If a loved one isn't supporting you right now, ask, how can I support myself? Your external world is a reflection of your internal state, mirroring the deepest truths of your soul. Use this time to recognize all areas and relationships that feel strained. Heal your past by connecting to it in the present. You have a divine assignment not to take things personally. Look at who is triggering you and what it is bringing up for you. When you feel your feelings, you release them. And as you do, you connect to the deeper message they can bring. Using the energetic mirror will help you reconnect with your true self, the pure light and love within. And there it is, that connection to true self and that oneness here that's showing up in these cards. Like this is a big message about like the nature of spiritual awakening and what it means when you hear it, because it's a term that's like very casually tossed about in the spiritual community, but I really feel like very few people kind of understand what it means. At least that's what I'm hearing. Like very few people understand what it means in this day and age. And here's a little bit of a lecture on it. So we're going to go to number 24, which is anxiety isn't trying to limit you, yada, yada, yada. I've already said that card twice. So, anxiety isn't trying to limit you, but free you from a situation that no longer feels good. And a very beautiful card at that. I actually really like the artwork on this one. So, I'm going to read it. Are you trapped in stress and anxiety? Look at where you've unknowingly given your power away. If you dive deeper into your experiences, you can see that stress, anxiety, and boredom have a profound purpose. They are indicators and provide direction. Imagine that your frustrations in life are not happening to you, but for you. And I said that in one of the yeah, and I said that in the pile that I that I directed this at. Okay, that this is directed towards. I get it. I said that in that pile. That things are not happening to you, but for you. Stress in any form can guide us into a deeper path to freedom instead of locking it out and pushing it away with mindless habits. Instead of locking it out and pushing it away with mindless habits, can you invite it in? Ask it why is it here? Observe it, question it, and be curious about your uneasiness. In seeking to understand it, you can prevent it from consuming you. Once you embrace your discomforts, they can release their hold and no longer make a desperate attempt for your attention. Often, they leave us with the gift of understanding as we grow and advance from their presence. Many of us fall into a routine because it's comfortable. It helps us to get by. But if we get honest, most of these routines aren't serving us. Routines are mindless habits keeping you from joy. Maybe you are overeating, overworking, overspending, rabbit holing down on YouTube or on social media, picking fights, avoiding, overanalyzing, stressing, worrying, escaping, and trying to do anything you can to convince yourself that and others that things are better than they actually feel. The key is to recognize the root of your habits. Become more aware that you may be operating on autopilot and start to question and analyze all patterns that don't make you feel good. Observe your behaviors not from a place of judgment, not from a place of judgment or shame, but out of curiosity. What do you really want? Ask yourself, is what I am doing supporting the life I want to create? This simple question can transform limited patterns and belief. And this is exactly it. Why I read these things. Like if that pile really triggered you, then it's probably because there's something that you as an individual are resisting, something that you need to hear. And it could be about how to make the life that you want to live. Maybe you guys think that you can make the life you want to live and it'll just be all comfort and stability and an easy process, but it's not. It's really, really not. And to get the life that you always dreamed of, know that that dream comes from a higher place. That dream was inside of you even before you were even created into the vessel that you are today. That dream that you have inside of you is your soul wanting to express yourself. And you won't be able to get to that point if you're not really open and willing to accept the guidance from your soul and from the beings of light and love that are aligned with your soul and its purpose. This is all about getting into the energy of oneness, of having an open and compassionate heart and ready, willing, and able to face your fears, face your anxieties, and to get ready to move towards the things that you really want in your life. I feel that very, very strongly. So this won't just, even though this is like mostly, I really feel like this is like to answer the questions that some people of a particular power may have. This is also just very general information that's really good for everyone to know. Spiritual awakenings aren't a walk in the park, and there's plenty of memes around it, but I really just don't. I really get the sense that it's not just meant to be a meme; it's meant to be a truth. Like, me as people, like in this day and age, meme a lot of things, but the meme kind of makes it lose, like, the fact that it's a meme kind of makes it lose its significance, and like how important spiritual awakenings, or as I like to call them, like ascensions, really are. You don't you can't step into your life that you want if you're not willing to part with comforts. If being uncomfortable causes you to be paralyzed in fear. Wow, this card, ever since I grabbed this deck, this card just keeps coming out. It's language of light. And what this card tells you is that your spirit guides are always communicating with you. And this is about being able to tune into the frequency, to be able to hear them, to be able to understand them, um, to realize that you are wandering on a journey. to your soul's journey. And this is why I pulled out my sacred traveler deck. I'm gonna pull some cards from here, but I didn't know why I felt guided to pull this, but now I do. This is about the journey of life, of going on a spiritual path to ascension. Here, bruh, the universal Merkabah. For those of you who don't know, the Merkabah is the vehicle, the vessel, the vehicle of your soul. It's the energy that envelops your soul and your spirit to allow it to travel to higher realms. It's very esoteric, very mystical, but it fits it here. It fits. A sacred purpose, you have the answer in lucid dreaming. Like I said, for those of you who had, and again, dreams again. Know that your dreams are deeper than what you think that they are. A lot of people don't put any effort or stock into realizing your or paying attention to your dreams. But if you and most of the people here aren't Christian, you guys don't really know much of anything about the Bible. But there's a big emphasis on dreams in the Old Testament. Ancient people knew the importance of dreams, that they were signs, warnings, omens, and communication. Like I said before I even started pulling these cards, your dream was a dream before you were even crafted as a vessel. It's the dream of your soul, of your spirit. Your dreams are higher than what they thought, and your dreams transcend your limited understanding. That's why it's important to connect to yourself and to face your path with bravery so you can get to where you need to go. It's important. A sacred purpose, you have the answer in lucid dreaming. Wow. And here we have Inner Oracle right at the bottom. You are the channel, deja vu, and self-fulfilling prophecy. With self-fulfilling prophecy, goes hand in hand with the anxiety and the holding up the energetic mirror to yourself. What is it that you're casting and creating over yourself, over your life, with your thoughts, your beliefs? What is it that you're creating that you're just reliving over and over and over again? This has that thing of anxiety isn't trying to limit you but free you from a situation that no longer feels good. What is it that you're telling yourself that's keeping you trapped? And I can really get into this about myself. Like one of the biggest lessons that I just learned like over this weekend was that, you know, even though I've been hearing this a lot, I never really knew what it meant for me that I don't have to do this alone. That there are people that are around me that want to support me and that want to help me. And I'm meant to connect with other people. At first, I was kind of just waving that message away, like, yeah, okay, whatever. No one cares. There's no one in my life that really loves me. Like, I'm probably gonna have to do everything by myself anyway. But one, I was very ungrateful, and two, it was really dictating my lack of faith, and it was really keeping me stuck and stagnant in a repeating loop. And just this weekend, when I went to go talk to my mother, and she did something for me that I really didn't expect from her, and even my sister did as well, something I didn't really expect from her. It really opened me up and really confirmed all the messages that I've been hearing, what I've been getting from my inner oracle, from the messages that I pulled from myself. And even on that day when I pulled tarot cards for myself, it gave me a message about a mother figure because I had the six of swords, nine of cups, empress, and nine of pentacles. And on that very same day, my mother gave me money that allowed me to feel fulfillment and contentment, allowed me to handle a really big problem that was in my life. And temperance was at the bottom of the deck. You have the answer. You always have access to what's next in your path, to what it is that you can do or what's going to happen. You just need to take the time out to connect to yourself, to listen, and to be willing to act. That realizing and having that one act of kindness really just like brought to light all the tarot card messages that I've been hearing for like the month. And it really renewed my energy, allowed me to feel connected to Father again in a very deep and personal way, to be reassured that He is with me, that He has my back, that I am a priest in His name, that I am a favored and loved son. There's don't turn away from like the challenges. Invite it in and listen to your oracle, and you'll be able to see yourself through. So I'm gonna read the Universal Merkaba for you guys, which is this card here. a very beautiful card, actually. I'm going to read it. So let's see what we got here. Because, mind you, these cards are still new. So I don't know too much about them. And disclaimer, this book is really deep. It can be really wordy, and it's probably filled with a lot of like words that you guide that's probably really different and esoteric. Just try your best to like follow along if this really isn't like your forte or your realm of comfort. The universal Merkabah awakens a deeper experience of the human consciousness. The personal Merkabah that surrounds your aura connects you to the universal Merkabah matrix paradigm with a fine platinum thread. Like I said, wordy. This allows you to astral travel and access different levels of consciousness, like I said. Connect to the unified mind, the universal Merkaba. Connected to the universal mind, the universal Merkaba enhances your perception of self-awareness and communication with the emotional or feeling body. Talking to the self in this way improves intuitive sensitivity, inner knowing, and ability to sense and understand emotional imbalances when bodily pain and sensations occur. Often viewed as being seated on a great white throne, Ascension Master Sanat Kamara asks you to recall your life experiences. Connect to your inner guru for wisdom and purpose. While learning can be difficult, it is essential you save yourself from personal destruction. Visionary and lucid dreaming experiences will reinforce your intuitive senses and unique connection to the ascension and astral realms. The wise master the wise master asks you to set yourself free and deny any influence that is not 100% pure light source. Calling you closer to your soul's sacred light, the unified mind resets your universal Merkaba to resonate in harmonic profession with Sanat Kamara's guidance. When your Merkaba is aligned, be prepared to say goodbye to those who wish to take advantage and keep you stuck in the status quo, breaking free. The affirmation is I ignite my sacred Merkaba with light languages. Come on, language of light right here. I am free from the control of others. Bro, I can't. The way that this reading is resonating, I knew I had to sit down and do a reading, and I just listened to my inner oracle. I listened to my inner guidance, and I'm letting this message flow as freely as I can. There's something here about if you've been feeling trapped in a situation, if you've been feeling like your life isn't moving, it's because there's something inside of you that you're resisting, something inside of you that you're probably not doing or just like willing to or not willing to acknowledge. Um, I'm gonna pull two cards from my sacred traveler. No, wait, I'm getting out of this. However long this message needs to be, it will be as long as it needs to be. I'm sorry. This is your show, not mine. So go ahead. Let me shut my fat ass up. We have impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. Boom. That's exactly what this whole reading was about reflection, about being able to connect to your energy and feeling like that there's a wall that you just can't get over, being stuck in a repeating cycle. Go deep and explore your roots, grounding. And I feel like there's one more. It's this one. I had my fingers on this one. Transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. Now, like I said, for those people who picked that particular pile that this reading was like addressed to, like from the beginning, this card showed up in your pile as well. So there's a reason why this is here. This is trying to get you to see your life in a fresh new way and to live your life in a brand new way, free from this repetitive cycle of anxiety, of doubt, and not really feeling like you're making any progress. It's meant to ground you, to allow you to sit down, to reflect, to redirect your energy. There's to bring you to a certain sense of like calmness in your life, so that way you can allow yourself to become one with your spirit guides, with your angelic beings. That was about to slip out my mouth, and I'm gonna let it flow freely. With your angelic beings and your angelic assistants, allow yourself to be calm, to get rooted, to center yourself. Meditate, god damn it. Meditate. If that's not something that you do, that's not a practice that you can enjoy. If you want to sit here and say, "Oh, I have kids, I can never get a quiet moment," you can. You just have to be willing to detach and to allow yourself to go off for like a good half an hour. The kids will be all right. The household will not burn down if you take half an hour to yourself. I know it's easy for me to say not being a parent, but as being someone who actually have a parent and been a part of a single parent household, you can take half an hour to yourself. You really can. I don't want to hear any excuses on that. And then we have impasse, reflect and redirect your energy. And this one I'm going to read because I feel like this is the most important card here, is the impasse. Turning back isn't necessarily a failure. Sometimes it's the wisest thing you can do. If there's an area in your life where there's an impasse, the universe is telling you to use this as a time to reflect and redirect your energy in another way. Wisdom is knowing when to back down, turn around, and then let it go, which is what got in the channel message. There are times in life to break through barriers, and there are times to change direction. There is an area in your life regarding relationships, business, finances, health, or your life path that needs to be evaluated. And for most of the people, this is about your life path and finances, and probably relationships for some people. Now, definitely relationships as well. Okay, so everything that this thing mentioned, I'm gonna shut myself up. Keep reading. Perhaps a new route is needed. If you reach an impasse in life, instead of protesting that is unfair or unwarranted, change change your course. And I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of that. Do it quickly and easily. Instead of focusing on what's not working, focus on what you can work, on what can work, and what steps are needed to create a different outcome. This is the sign of a sage. The wise one views an obstacle, and if it's impassable, he immediately steps back and goes a different way. Therein dwells the sage's success. Whatever the obstacle in your life, you have learned what you needed to learn. Now back away and choose a different path. You have the answer. You have the answer, the inner oracle. A lot of you people who come to my channel, for those of you who connect with these messages, who actually sit here and watch my channel messages, because my channel messages aren't the most popular thing on my channel, my picker cards are. But for those of you who sit down and actually watch my channel messages, you have a stronger connection because you believe in the process of channeling. You know it to be something that can happen and something that's possible. And you can do it yourself. You really can. You can do it too, whether you want to believe in that or not. You can really guide your own path, and you can really get the information you need about your path. Trust what you hear, because a breakthrough is at hand. This was at the bottom. A breakthrough is at hand. And this reading, for those of you who picked that particular pile in that last reading about the gift and reward that's coming your way, this is meant to help you break through that dense energy, because some of you guys might have been left confused, wondering, or maybe in a state of anxiety or fear at something is about to be taken away, something's about to fall away. And that's the wrong energy to be in after getting that reading, because literally this is a blessing, as I stressed in that pile. Even though this is about a spiritual awakening, a tower moment, it's happening for you, not to you. Keep that in mind, really. So I'm gonna end with some tarot cards, and then that'll be the message, because I only brought out a certain number of decks, and I was given specific instructions to use every single one. So we're gonna end it with tarot. Oh, that one just jumped out. Okay. One more. One more card. This one just doesn't want to shuffle. What is it? Okay. Thank you. Love the message. No problem, Grace. The sun. All right. That's it. So we have the mother star. The wind is starting to pick up outside. Ten of Cups. Three of Swords. It's actually very calming. And the sun. Now, the beautiful thing is we start with the mother star and we end with the sun. This is meant to be a beautiful and prosperous time. Like I said, you guys, for those of you who picked that particular pile and you're here watching this is meant to be a blessing. Like, don't think of it as a challenge or, oh, here we go again. Like, no, it's a blessing. Anytime you get another spiritual awakening, it's an upgrade, an increase in your wisdom, an increase in upgrading your connection, and there's rewards at the end of it. So allow that to happen. The mother star talks about wisdom. It's really about encompassing all the energy of all the queens of the tarot suits, pretty much like the empress. And the answer is yes. Like, if you really want this thing, the answer is yes. You can have it. You can get it. You can get your ultimate fulfillment here with the Ten of Cups right next to it. Happiness, fulfillment, and a life that you want is yours. You can have it. It's not out of your reach. You're not too old to attain it. You can do it. You just have to put yourself on a course to get it, to not allow your sorrow and grief and your anxiety to keep you trapped in a repeating, never ending cycle. I'm hearing never ending story. I don't even know if that's even like the theme song for that, but I'm hearing a never ending story. Like, of just sadness, of self defeat, of just like beating on yourself. This isn't a, this. That's not what you came here for. That's not what your soul wants, and you're doing more harm than good, keeping yourself trapped in that energy and that cycle. Instead of just like giving your power away, recall your power. Realize that you still have life in your body. You can still breathe. You still are alive. And as long as you still draw a breath and as long as you still live, you can always enact the change in your life. And here we have the sun. Life, energy, light, life, and energy. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to be filled with that. And because a breakthrough is at hand. Like, come on. Heed this message, heed this warning. Rewatch this video as many times as you need to. I would suggest some of you guys put this in your liked videos, make a personal playlist, and keep this here because this is very, very key. This is literally higher sacred knowledge being gifted and given to you all. Take it, absorb it. Watch it as many times as you can until it really goes deeply inside of you. You have the power to make your dreams come true. That's exactly what you incarnated here for. That's exactly why you have a dream in the first place, to bring it into fruition. That is your purpose in life. That is your goal, and that's what you're meant for. So go out there, formulate, seize your life, do what you gotta do. Carpe diem, do. The spirit has left me, and so I'm going to be out. Peace, blessings, and enjoy your day, folks. Bye.